There's no way that would... Okay, that's not it. It keeps respawning. It's driving me nuts now. Get out of here. Well, I chose this avatar because it's something I actually made using the cherry attendant base. I am emotionally connected to Solar as a character from the Sun and Moon show, because he's just a comfort character to me. And I chose this world because I did a roleplay a long time ago called the Eclipse Coffee Shop AU, and this is where the big majority of it happened, so I'm emotionally connected to that too. I have been a theater kid most of my life, and I do a lot of voice acting, voice impressions. I do a lot of art in my spare time. I basically do any kind of artistic activity I can get my hands on. As of recently, it's been avatar creation. I'm raised in like the southern. I was raised in like southern United States, so it's not necessarily small town, but it's not like huge city kind of thing. But our community is pretty close, so it's been sort of average life. I'm lucky to have a very supportive family and friends to support me. I've been drawing since I was small, itsy bitsy. I've been drawing for as long as I remember. I've always wanted a career somewhere in the arts. Though that has deferred over time. There was a time where I wanted to be an animator. That got thrown out the window very quickly. As of right now, concept artist, thumbnail artist, because I just like drawing characters, honestly. But from there, I've picked up, obviously, avatar creation, because I like bringing all these characters to life. All of my hobbies have to do with bringing something to life, because it's like a passion of mine.
Are you able to do a voice impression for me?
Yes, of course. Hi, I'm Miles, Tails Power, Sonic's best friend! I could also do an Ash Ketchum. Pikachu! I choose you! Pika Pika! I just got my first job, actually, as a substitute teacher for a private school, and I'm very excited because I'm starting my first day Friday. I love working with kids. You don't need any teaching knowledge since you are just, watching the kids and making sure they're doing what they were already given to do from the actual teacher.
What are your hopes and dreams?
I hope to get to be the voice of a cartoon character one day, and to be able to do concept art for bigger series. Nothing like Marvel or Star Wars. I mean, that would be cool, but that's a little far out of my reach. Maybe like Ninja Turtles or something. But I would love to be on the inside of the cartoons in some way or another.
Oh, you got a candy corn on your back.
You know what? There's always the coffee counter. Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite details about it. Oh, that's the wrench. There it is. There we go. Alright.
How long have you been playing VRChat?
Not too long. I got my headset with Christmas money, I gotta be honest. So it's been a little over half a year, I'd say. It's almost been a year now. It's pretty close. Ever since I picked it up, it's been an amazing way to find more people in the fandoms I'm in, and it showed me a different way of doing my voice acting, because all these like role plays and shows you can just... Sorry, I'm glitching. All these role plays and shows you can do just through VRChat. It really helps me with my voice acting, and the people you meet on here. I've seen some really talented avatar creators, voice impressionists. It's a nice community when you're on the right side of it, of course. I think what's surprised me the most is probably the things you can do with avatars. I've seen people make avatars that you can play like Game Boy games, like multiplayer Game Boy games with the avatar, just by tapping like the prop Game Boy to each other. I've seen stuff like that, and it just impresses me how people could do something like that in a game that's mainly up to the players. I like the creativity of it. I didn't know it was going to be so like creator-oriented when I joined.
How does the VRChat community differ from other social media communities?
Well, depends on what side you're on it, but the side that I typically hang out on, they're very understanding people. We have a pretty civil conversation, and but a lot of us are very passionate about certain things. Like most of the I'd say, not in a mean way, nerdier people tend to be on here. The people who like the weirder, in other people's eyes, kind of things. So I'd say it's where most of the people who want to find people like them can find their people.
What is one of the happiest things that has ever happened to you in real life or in VRChat?
One of my happiest things, my senior year of high school, I got Senior of the Month, which for an art kid rather than a sports kid or an academic kid, you don't really expect that. Usually the art kids are just sort of hidden away in their own corner. So when I got called up to the office, which was the discipline office, may I add, it's sort of funny, fearing for my life, and they're like, "Congratulations, you're Senior of the Month." I'm like, you couldn't have told me this anywhere else. But that was my favorite moment in life so far. It just means that you have like good grades, you're hardworking. In my case, I put a lot of work into drama productions, whether it be the art of the stage or the acting or the singing, dancing. It depends on what you get nominated for in specific. If it's for the arts, if it's for the sports, academics. It's just mainly being a good student and hardworking. So, well, I didn't do acting my senior year due to senior complications, but I have done about 5 shows? 5? I think it's 5. I can't remember off the top of my head. We've done some one-act competition pieces and stuff, and I mainly act. Acting is my favorite part, the singing and the dancing too, though I'm not that good at dancing. I've also been a part of the set. I was paint lead for 2 productions. I wish I had done it for more, but I wasn't in the class until much later, so.
What is one of the worst things that's ever happened to you in real life or in VRChat?
Ooh, okay. Well, this one's about to get... Okay, so we did a production of Matilda. This actually has to do with theater, funnily enough. We did a production of Matilda, and I was one of the little kid characters. And for Revolting Children, which is the big climax of the show, we had these benches. And we would stand on the benches and dance. And I warned our drama teacher multiple times. I said, these benches are too wobbly. They are too wobbly. She didn't listen. She was like, we'll get them fixed up. She fixed them. And right before Tech Week, we were doing our rehearsal before fall break, I believe. And right at the height of Revolting Children, well, since it's the big climax, after the climax comes the falling action, right? Well, I was the falling action. I fell. It was quite an action, considering I saw my pieces of my teeth across the stage. So, it was an experience. I was still in the show in the end, but the fact that it took me falling off a bench for a teacher who we all did not like that teacher at all, for the teacher to replace the benches with something else, it's astounding that it took that to happen for her to realize it's a safety hazard. Oh, what's the worst thing? Oh, there was a day I was in the daycare. The weirdest thing that's happened there, there's always weird things in the daycare. But I saw Choo Choo Charles 2 dinosaurs, Mickey Mouse, Miku, and Shadow the Hedgehog all at once. It was an interesting combination of characters. I also got absolutely flattened by Choo Choo Charles. Never again. Never again will I want to see that again.
You mean, the daycare here in VRChat?
Yes. No, not in real life. There are no Choo Choo Charles in real life that I've seen, and I hope I never see one.
It's not happening now. No, I can see it. No, I can't see it.
Yeah, I saw it. I
See
saw it too. What? There's no way that. Okay, that's not it. It keeps respawning. It's driving me nuts now. Get out of here.
So, what year did you enter fandom?
Well, I've gotten into like nerdy stuff since I was tiny, but the daycare attendant stuff, especially FNAF, it took until high school. I gotta be honest, I was really late to the fandom. I would have gotten into it sooner if I had seen it, but I don't know, I never got into it. I've always loved horror, so I don't know why I avoided it. But it's like 3 of my favorite things combined, so it just automatically attracted me to it, the daycare attendant specifically. Like, gestures, space, animatronics. And immediately I was like, I need to join this fandom. They just combined 3 of my favorite things. My first fandom was probably Ninja Turtles. The 2012 version specifically. But among that were also Sonic and Miraculous Ladybug, Star Wars and Marvel. I ship the game versions of Sun and Roxanne. I just think they'd be a fun duo. Considering Sun's love for arts and crafts and Roxanne's particularness with makeup, I think it'd be fun to imagine them doing each other's makeup or something. I don't know. I just like that ship. It's just cute to me. Yeah, it's not as around as other ones are, at least in the regular daycare attendant fandom. On the Sun and Moon Show fandom, on the other hand, that went wild for a while. I never shipped that particular version. When I was a kid, I didn't have as many ways to express my appreciation for all these fandoms I'm in. And now I have all these outlets I can put it onto. I can post art on social media. I can create, like I said, VRChat models. I've been able to share my love for these fandoms in more ways than just drawing on a paper and putting it on the fridge.
Do you roleplay in VRChat?
Yes, a lot of the time. That's actually what got me into doing VRChat shows. My last roleplay was... what was it? Oh, I think it was an AU where Ruin got turned miniature for some reason. I don't really remember. Some of my roleplays are very hard to remember. But I just finished a mini Ruin avatar, which is now... I took it down for personal reasons. But it was a fun one. It was really cute. Chaotic. My roleplays are very chaotic. Most of the time, I don't even plan to do a roleplay when it happens. It usually tends to happen amidst the world hopping when I'm with some of my closer friends. Or if we're just in a particular world, sometimes we'll just be vaguely in character and it just starts roleplay out of nowhere. Like, we were just in the daycare one day, and I just started being goofy as Ruin, and then my friend who was playing Solar just went along with it, and it just turned into this huge plot about some kind of interdimensional star and stuff. It like spirals into chaos out of nowhere.
Has anything weird ever happened, or has anybody ever said anything weird to you while you're in character?
All the time. Especially when I play as Ruin, because people seem to like to make fun of British characters. I have been chased down by random characters, because I was playing as Ruin once, and I got chased down by 11 Nexuses, which, let me tell you, is terrifying, especially since I got it on video. I'm not going to complain about free content, so... there's always a lot of chaos when you do it in public servers. So I run a small fan series based off of a fan series. So there's the Sun and Moon show, and then there's my series that's based off of a split in the timeline from before Ruin was revealed to be like that mastermind who is scheming everything. And my show, the Scheming AU, as we call it, has like just a different plot twist from there. We're starting off very small with no lore, just random funny little episodes, but we do plan to dive deeper into the lore around episode 5. The important bits are scripted, but most of it is improv. Like, the first episode was almost entirely scripted. The second has a little bit of scripting. The third didn't have any scripting because it was just a silly episode. But the more important scenes are going to be entirely scripted because I do have a plan for like the first 2 arcs of the series. I am galactic_grounds on TikTok.
What final comments, thoughts, or advice do you have for the viewers?
If you want to get into avatar creating, don't be afraid to do it. It looks complicated on the outside, but with a nice base, a little bit of practice, you will get there. And like 20 million YouTube tutorials, but believe me, you can bring your characters to life too if you want to. We just put on the entirety of Hamilton and we all just picked a role and went wild.